Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Enemy here, bringing you my first video of day 1 of 12 Days of Anime 2019. And I thought the best way to start off this would be to the best way in order to start off this 12 Days of Anime for me would be to talk about an anime that's just recently ended, Dr. Stone, the scene or moment in particular I've decided to talk about is the I guess you'd call it the Age of Energy scene. The scene where pretty much Senku and everyone in the village develops everyone in the village develops hydroelectric energy. And the reason why I'm picking this scene is, to me, this was the biggest turning point in the series. It's weird to say, but Dr. Stone had a lot of great moments throughout the series, but to me, what makes this one special is that it was, in a lot of ways, the first big turning point in the series. The first big turning point in the series, despite it happening so late in it. And many would argue that probably Senku discovering the history that what his father and the other astronauts had left behind was a bigger turning point. But for me, that was that particular moment was really just a trigger to this. Was really just a trigger that pretty much set things in motion. This was legitimately I think for me the first big turning point in the series, because it's based, and the reason for that is as I had already explained it. This, a lot of the time throughout the series, it was you could argue it was largely Senku working alone, and him just kind of developing and working on different scientific studies and whatnot by himself. He had his friends with him, but it was largely him doing it alone. But with the whole discovery of hydroelectric energy and the water wheel, that was something that involved everyone. It was the first time that Senku actually was working together with people, and was working with people in the effort in order to make this in order to make this grand discovery and grand achievement. It was an achievement that was achieved by everyone contributing and working together in some form or another. So, and yeah, now obviously I will say I'm saying this strictly. So yeah, it's for that reason alone that it was it deserved at least the first spot in my 12 Days of Anime, because it was the first major. It was not only the first major turning point, but it was also the first time we got to see Senku and actually work together with pretty much others ever since the stone the stone petrification of the world. So yeah, it was a big turning point. It was a great development for Senku as well, in order to see him just work together with others. Now, one caveat I will say is to keep the spoilers minimum, guys, because I will admit, I went into this completely as an anime only watcher of Dr. Stone. I have not read the manga. Honestly, reading this Dr. Stone manga is kind of on my to-do list, but the thing is, I'm also a serial procrastinator. I always say I'm going to get to it, but I never end up doing it. So please keep the spoilers to a minimum if you can, guys. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much just that's just my first video, my day one video of that's just my day one video of that's just my day one video of 12 Days of Anime. See you later. Death Knight of Anime signing off. Later, guys.